Grand Rising family, Grand Rising, Black Feniks checking in. I just wanted to talk about I share black history that I didn't create. And what I mean by that is I share black history that I didn't create, meaning this is some things that has happened way before I ever existed. But once I learned about certain knowledge and I learned about certain things that actually take place in my communities and other different communities and other areas of the country, I share it because I know that in order for us to do better, we got to know better. If we don't know exactly where we've been, how do we know where we're going, family? So it's something that we need to think about. So I share different things about the past, different videos, different things that actually run across my plate that I think is very interesting. Like a video that I seen about immigrants this morning, and how also they showed the video of some some blacks from Little Rock being dropped off in another location after 3 days, and they was told that, hey, this is what you're going to see, you're going to do this, and all of that was a lie. So I think certain things that we're not aware of, it's not to shine light to produce any hate, but it's to bring awareness of situations that happened before our time that we did not know nothing about, and a lot of these things that I think that it's coming to the light, they want us to remember certain things in America. They want us to remember certain holidays. They want us to remember certain tragedies. But when it comes to black culture and black history and black slavery, it almost like they want you to forget. They almost like if you say anything about it, then you must be racist. But you can't be racist unless you control all the money and where people stay and how they're being hospitalized and educated. So I think a lot of this stuff that you know, we don't really understand because we don't really do a lot of research. So as I run across different information, I like to share it. You know what I mean? I don't share it to point a finger. Oh, this is what it is. No, I just share it to bring enlightenment. So if I share something about my culture, about my history, it's because I found out something about it. And I'm like, wow, look at this. And I share it to bring enlightenment, awareness. So, as a person gain their own personal opinions about information, I have no control over what a person do once they find out about something that happened. We always can point a finger and blame this person or that person or whatever, but we have to look at the truth for what it is. We have to look at the massacres throughout America that happened with black lives for what they are. I was raised on a cotton field, on a plantation, so I understand how this last video I shared, the lady said the young man asked where was the cotton fields at. That's all he knew how to do was chop cotton. He was like, man, how am I gonna provide? I don't know how to do nothing else. So it was almost like he got took out of the environment where he felt crippled, like I don't know nothing, but this. And for me to be 42 years old, family, I chop cotton. I don't even think I should experience that at that age, but that was a part of our culture at that time and where I was from, being raised in Southeast Arkansas in the Delta. So, as we grow and we learn things, fam, we understand that education is a big key. We understand that not only education, but we also have to learn some financial literacy, family, because finances is actually what keeps this U.S. floating. You know what I mean? It's all about money, fam. Everything is about business, about selling you something, about selling someone something. So we have to learn from the history of our people of selling things, of making business, of forming schools, of the assembly of what it takes to actually form a community. So as I run across different things, fam, I share. So it's not to point any fingers. It's not to down one culture over another culture, but it's to bring light that our culture has been going through at disadvantage since things has been recorded in America. It's been real, fam. And even if we travel now, we see the disadvantages. We see the disadvantages in the system. So a lot of things, it's 2022, about to be 2023, and we can still see in rural areas in certain places how this hate is like unreal. more history is coming up that we didn't even know about, and that we tend to, brush under the rug, so to speak. So I think that, as we run across different information, we should just share it. And that's all I do with my channel, fam. I share welding because that's literally what saved me. The welding has been my backbone of income, and from that I had branched off to other things, but welding was the foundation. You know what I mean? So from that I had to learn different things about money, different things about history, different things about culture, but it gave me a foundation. And that's why, I understand the myth, so to speak, in the old saying of saying, I'm a jack of all trades and a master of none. I didn't realize how foolish that was until I was, older, that we have to master one thing and jack everything else. Because once we know one thing, we can build on from that. So that's why I share a lot of welding, and I really encourage it, because I'm knowing that can be like a seesaw to get you into a pivot point that can get you into other fields and open up other doors. But coming from the cotton fields, coming from rural areas where you don't know nothing else, kind of like that guy said in that video, all he knew was chopping cotton. So he had to learn something else in order to put him in a better position. So that's why, I believe that the education is very valuable, but we also have to know our history, fam, where we come from, who our family was, who our people was, what their struggle was, And before I let y'all go, like I said, I just wanted to come briefly today and just talk about that, because it was something I was thinking about, because, I like to share things that I didn't create. The history was already written. They had already did these things, and I'm just sharing what I've seen and how it affects me. So, in a way where it makes me more thirsty for knowledge. It makes me more thirsty for information, and not to just get the information and just sit on it idly, but to share it and to use it, to apply it, so I can know, okay, this is where we've been, this is where we need to go. Being reminded constantly of where you're from. So I wanted to share a photo of my family. And this is my great-grandmother, who was Cherokee. This is my great-grandfather, who was her husband. So my family here. I'm gonna turn around to the back of it too, because on the back of it, it stated that granddad was Osage and grandmother was Cherokee. Let me see that real good. It's an old photo. So sometimes, fam, we don't know our history, but it's very good that we go back and do some research and know who is in our family, Here go another picture. This is family. Now, certain things you just can't make up unless you have it, fam. So, it's always good to know your history, fam, but a lot of things that we don't know, and a lot of things that I didn't know about my own personal family until I started doing research and got a little older. Sometimes we be mad and hateful about the way we was raised and why we didn't know this and why they did this. And then later you find out why they did this, why they did that. And then it honestly, fam, to be honest, I think it literally helps you remove the hate. Certain history helps you remove it, because you can't be mad at them no more. You understand that they could only give you what they knew. They could only mimic what they seen and what happened to them. So, until we gain more information and new information and started mimicking different information to our kids, we will only do what was passed down to us. So we have to gain this new information, and we have to apply it in a way where we're not getting bitter, but we're getting better. But we have to be humble enough to know that, hey, everybody got a story, everybody got a path, and the mission behind it all is, once we know better, fam, we do better. So that's why I share this different information, because this is history that happened way before me. Learning about what the Egyptians did, the archive they left behind, happened way before us, way before I could ever even imagine being here. So these were things that was written down that once we find out and gain more knowledge of, it puts us in better positions in life. And that's why I share Black history. HogOn.